Now at 9, the COVID-19 relief bill was passed today. We have the next steps in moments.
Plus, eligibility expanding for COVID-19 vaccines in Indiana. We'll tell you who's next in line.
And coming up in weather, I'm packing freezing conditions into the overnight as well as rain on Thursday.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Good evening. President Biden celebrating his first major legislative win tonight. I'm Avery Johnson.
And I'm Libby Kleemeyer. Thanks for being with us. With a final party line vote by the Democratic-controlled House, the $1.9 trillion bill is one step closer to bringing aid to Americans. Karen Kafa is in Washington as lawmakers prepare for what's next.
President Biden's massive $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill clearing its final hurdle on Capitol Hill.
On this vote, the yeas are 220, the nays are 211. The motion is adopted.
The House with the final sign-off on Senate changes to the bill, including narrowing eligibility for stimulus checks and taking out the House-approved federal minimum wage increase. Democrats describing this not as a win for President Biden, but for millions of Americans.
This is a momentous day in the history of our country because we have passed historic, consequential, and transformative legislation.
The bill to provide, among other things, direct payments of up to $1,400 per person to families earning less than $160,000 a year and individuals less than $80,000. A $300 weekly federal boost to unemployment benefits through September 6th. $15 billion for long-term, low-interest loans for small businesses, and funding to chart the next, somewhat thornier phases of the pandemic, like vaccine distribution and school reopenings.
This bill represents a historic victory for the American people. I look forward to signing it later this week. Everything in the American Rescue Plan addresses a real need.
Despite the bill's popularity in polls, not a single Republican in the Senate or the House voted in favor.
It showers money on special interests, but spends less than 9% on actually defeating the virus.
And tomorrow marks one whole year since the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a pandemic. Now, so much has happened since then, and NewsLink Indiana has been on top of it since the beginning.
Join us tomorrow night at 9:30 for Coronavirus Pandemic 1 year later to look back at what's happened. We'll see the impact the pandemic has had on Delaware County and here on campus. Plus, a look at how the virus impacted the sports world. You'll get an inside look at how we've covered the pandemic. Again, that's tomorrow night at 9:30, immediately following our normal 9 o'clock show.
Governor Eric Holcomb announcing today COVID-19 vaccinations are available for school employees starting next week.
This announcement comes after the Biden administration expanded its eligibility requirements. This eligibility goes for teachers, classroom aides, bus drivers, and all school employees.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Lindsay Weaver noted today this expansion includes all teachers and staff from ages pre-K through high school. Staff for child care centers and family care providers will become eligible as well. Teachers and school employees eligibility starts Monday.
A new testing site is set to open at the Indianapolis International Airport tomorrow. It will be ran by Indianapolis-based group JFI Medical and will be optional for passengers traveling through the airport and badged airport employees. International travelers are required to show proof of a negative test. The testing site is located in the baggage claim area and will be available on Mondays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays between 4 and 8 in the morning, and then again from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. For more information about the Indy Airport's COVID-19 testing site, visit ind.com/COVID-19 testing.
And as more people are getting vaccinated and restrictions are lifting, people are starting to venture out of their homes. Clorox saw a massive demand for wipes when the pandemic first hit. Now the company is turning its focus to businesses and changing its marketing strategy. Clorox has partnered with companies like United Airlines, Uber, and AMC to use their wipes to keep their surfaces clean. Clorox has also ramped up production and does not expect the same types of shortages from last year when wipes were almost impossible to find in stores. Now, Avery, that's crazy how that's been a year and so much has changed, and this week in weather. So much has changed also.
I know, compared from last week to this week, the weather is drastically different.
Right? Maddie Johnson is here with us for the weather. What are we looking at?
Well, it definitely felt much more like spring today. We hit a high temperature of 71 degrees. Now, while we're not in the 70s anymore, still quite warm outside right now. 65 in Muncie, 63 up to our north in Fort Wayne, 63 as well down in Indianapolis. Now, taking a look at our current radar, these clearing conditions that we're seeing right now helped boost our temperatures, and that's going to help keep our temperatures pretty warm in the 60s into the upper 50s tonight for our lows. Now, as we head into my full forecast, what I'm tracking increasing clouds ahead of our next weather system, as well as breezy conditions that continue into the overnight, as well as rain on the way for your Thursday.
Awesome. Thank you, Maddie. Now moving on to some national headlines tonight. Merrick Garland is the nation's next Attorney General. The Senate voted 70-30 today to confirm President Biden's nominee to lead the Justice Department. Garland is a former chief judge for the Federal Appeals Court in Washington who has been praised on both sides of the aisle. He says his number one priority will be fully prosecuted those responsible for the January Capitol insurrection. Garland was nominated for the Supreme Court by President Obama in March of 2016, but his nomination wasn't voted on by the Senate.
Minnesota's Supreme Court has denied former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin's petition to review a decision on third-degree murder charge against him. Jury selection is underway in Chauvin's trial for his role in the death of George Floyd. Chauvin knelt on Floyd's neck for nearly 8 minutes before Floyd's death last May. Judge Peter Cahill threw out the third-degree murder charge against Chauvin in October. Then the Court of Appeals on Friday ruled the judge should reconsider the state's motion last month to reinstate the charge. Chauvin's defense asked the High Court to review the appeals court decision, but that request was denied today. Chauvin already faces a more serious second-degree unintentional murder charge and a second-degree manslaughter charge in Floyd's death. He has pleaded not guilty to all counts.
A Democratic lawmaker is asking for investigations into 3 GOP lawmakers over accusations that were helped investigate the Capitol riot. Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal made her request to the House Committee on Ethics and the Office of Congressional Ethics. She wants them to investigate the actions of Congressmen Mo Brooks, Lauren Boebert, and Paul Gosar in the time leading up to the insurrection. Jayapal wants any criminal wrongdoing to be referred to the Justice Department. She listed the lawmakers' activities in the weeks before January 6th. All 3 have denied responsibility for investigating the riot.
An update on the pothole portal in Muncie. What other problems can you now report on the app?
Plus, a secret heart monitor. Find out which smart device is listening to your rhythm after the break.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, MITS will take you there.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. Now an update to a story we brought you this time last year when Muncie residents were fired up about the potholes.
The city of Muncie created a portal for these residents, and it just passed its 1-year anniversary. NewsLink Indiana's Annie Keister shows us how the website is keeping Muncie moving.
1 year, 786 potholes in total.
I mean, I think it's been really helpful for us, both for reporting and all the internal uses, but also trying to make it a little more accessible for the public.
Potholes repaired, thanks to a website for Muncie residents to report a pothole from their phone. But a pesky pothole isn't the only problem you can report. Snow and ice, debris, almost any issue that can be fixed by the Muncie Street Department.
And if you haven't reported anything yet, just search Muncie Street Reporting Hub. You can even vote on which street you'd like to see fixed first. Other Muncie residents already have.
I guess it'd just be faster to fix up any potholes that are like really bad.
The website has picked up traffic throughout the year, over 260 requests for over 200 locations.
I mean, I think it's certainly made it more effective. I mean, knowing where the problems are, it's easier to go out and tell people, you know, where to do it.
Making it easier to stay in touch.
Kind of follow up with people because we're collecting the information that we need.
In Muncie, Annie Keister, NewsLink, Indiana.
You can also check the progress of the work being done that's on that website as well. Again, that's the Muncie Street Reporting Hub.
Now, if all those potholes aren't driving you toward a vacation, maybe this will. You can now possibly own a slice of Caribbean paradise. Yeah, St. Andrew's Little Ragged Island is in the Bahamas, is now for sale. The 730-acre island has freshwater ponds, snorkeling, sailing opportunities, and its own flamingos. The island is on sale through Concrete Auctions. To join the auction, you need a $110,000 deposit. The island is listed for $19.5 million. But there is no minimum bid. Bidding opens March 26th and closes March 31st.
Researchers at the University of Washington have found that smart speakers can detect heart rhythm. Here's how it works. A person stands 1 to 2 feet in front of the speaker. It plays an audible continuous sound, which bounces off the person and returns to the speaker. The device can then detect movements like the rise and fall of a person's chest as they breathe. They tested their device on healthy participants and hospitalized cardiac patients. It was able to closely match the beats detected by standard heartbeat monitors. Their findings were published in Communications Biology this week.
And Chipotle is offering its first customizable entree option in 17 years, but it's only available online. Starting tomorrow, Chipotle will be serving up a new handcrafted quesadilla as a digital-only menu item. As a part of the promotion, free delivery will be offered when the quesadilla is ordered on the app or through the website. The quesadilla is available with a choice of chicken, steak, carnitas, barbacoas, sofritas, and fajita veggies. The free delivery promotion ends March 21st.
Costco is running out of certain cheeses. The company is having difficulty stocking imported cheese due to a global shortage of shipping containers. This has caused shipping delays for suppliers and delays for retailers receiving goods. Another result is higher supply chain costs. And it's not just cheese that's impacted the problem, it's also affecting seafood, olive oil, furniture, sporting goods, and lawn and garden equipment.
A woman in Connecticut had to say goodbye to dozens of goats that roamed around her house. State agriculture officials seized the animals that lived at her property. The department said it's been receiving complaints for years about goats possibly being neglected. Those complaints gave officials enough reason to be concerned about the animals' welfare. The goats will be moved to a state rescue and rehabilitation facility to be valued by a vet, but the property owner says she was just trying to temporarily move the goats to an animal rescue farm. Officials say an investigation is still underway. Now, those goats are moving fast, but that wind is moving way faster. Maddie, what's going on with that?
Well, it is still breezy out there, and we've seen 10 days without any measurable precipitation. That is all set to change. I'll have more after the break.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other.
on a deeper level. Father,
Cosplayer,
mentor.
actor.
It's time we take a step forward
It's time we take a step forward.
come together
and discover
How accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome back. The time is now 9:16 and we are doing a live shot over campus to get a look at the weather. Maddie, how's it looking tonight?
Well, we added yet another day to our dry stretch. We are now at 10 days without any measurable precipitation. This is the third longest dry stretch we've seen in March so far. Along with this dry stretch, we're also seeing very unseasonably warm temperatures. We topped out at a high of 71 degrees today, not too far from that record high of 73 set back in 2009, well above that average high, which is about 46 degrees for this time of year. Now, while we're not in the 70s anymore, still quite warm out there. Let's take a look. 65 here in Muncie, 63 up in Fort Wayne, 63 as well in Indianapolis. Now, as we're looking at the temperatures, temperatures became very warm today because of the winds. The winds have now calmed down. They're coming out of the south-southwest, about 18 miles per hour here in Muncie, about 15 to 20 miles per hour around most of Indiana. However, these wind gusts are going to continue to be the story as we head into the overnight hours. We're seeing wind gusts Thursday at 1 a.m., about 36 miles per hour here in Muncie, about 40 miles per hour as we head through the overnight. 35 to 40 miles per hour wind gusts are to be expected into the early morning hours on Thursday. As our next weather system moves in, however, these winds will die down. They will shift to come out of the west in the afternoon on Thursday. Now, taking a look at our local radar right now, we're seeing some clouds out there. We were seeing more clouds earlier, but those are leading to clearing conditions during the overnight hours. We will see more clouds and rain come in tomorrow. This is a result of this low pressure system. We're watching this low pressure as well as this cold front. This is going to push its way into Indiana tomorrow. This is what will bring us rain chances during the day on Thursday. Now, timing out these rain chances for you here on Precision Cast. By the time of your morning commute, we start out with scattered showers across most of the region, becoming more scattered as we head into the morning hours, and then rain becomes very widespread by the lunchtime hour. You can see these heavier pockets of rain setting up. Can't rule out a possible thunderstorm during the day on Thursday. The rain then clears out before becoming more widespread during the evening commute. You can see these heavier pockets of rain setting up, especially in our southern counties where they're going to see more rain. Now, that rain does move out by the time we get to the day on Friday, so we will see a dry day on Friday. Now, how much rain are we expecting from this system? We're expecting about 3/4 of an inch here in Muncie, higher amounts in our northern counties with lower amounts down to our south. Now, as we head into the night tonight, 58 your low, quite a mild evening, overcast skies. Those winds out of the southwest at about 20 miles per hour with gusts possible up to 40 miles per hour at times. So it's still going to be very breezy. Heading into the day tomorrow, those winds continue to stay out of the southwest about 15 to 20 miles per hour. We start out quite mild, 60 degrees at 8 a.m. before moderate rain begins during the lunchtime hours into the evening commute, topping out at a high of 63 degrees. Now, taking a look at the mid-7 day, you're definitely going to need that umbrella tomorrow. 63 your high, clearing out dry conditions, 57 on Friday, 48 on Saturday, but don't put that umbrella away just yet because you're definitely going to need it as you head into next week.
Yes, loving those temperatures, but not the rain. Thank you so much, Maddie. Now, Monty, what's coming up in sports?
Well,
We have a lot going on tonight. Women's basketball is taking on Ohio tonight, and we'll give you the final score and live updates from them. And a preview from tomorrow's game of the men's game in Cleveland. All that more tipping off after the break. Stay with us.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow. Oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Weeknights, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal weather. We've got the latest news headlines.
Freezing temperatures have set in all the way down in Louisiana.
One man dead after flooding in Venice, Italy.
Up to the minute weather conditions.
Cold temperatures are the story this morning.
And of course, lots of fun.
It is not
What
funny.
on earth is happening there?
I feel sorry for the little guy.
I've got my socks on. Annie with her curly hair, which is actually never curly. Join us Friday mornings at 8 on Facebook Live.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Imani Butts with sports. Women's basketball had some action tonight going on in Cleveland, Ohio. Ball State coming ranked number 6 in the Mid-American Conference, facing number 3 Ohio in the first round of the MAC tournament tonight. The Cardinals led in the first half, but after a nail-biting second half, the Cardinals fell to the Bobcats 61-59. Leading the way in Cardinals shortcomings, we have Telma Disagustarter with 21 points, Ashlyn Brown with 12 points to cap off her outstanding Cardinal career, and Essence Booker with 11 points. Staying in Cleveland, the men's team also prepping for their conference tournament. NewsLink Indiana's Philip Shorday takes us courtside.
Nothing would make me happier than ending on a high note like winning the MAC tournament and going to play in the NCAA basketball tournament. That's the ultimate goal. And
the Ball State basketball team has high hopes for this year's MAC tournament. If that sounds familiar, it's because they had the same attitude last year, up until that tournament got canceled on the eve of the team's first game. Ghost of last year's lost opportunity won't haunt the Cardinals, however.
I haven't thought about it. I kind of put it in the past after we didn't play. Kind of just let it go. Got on to the new season. Felt like that's where my head should be at. Shouldn't be in the past. So just been focused on this year.
The team will face their first challenge from Toledo as they hope to not repeat last Friday's loss to the same Rocket squad. Despite their low seed, the Cards have taken down the MAC regular season champs as recently as last month. They also graduated only 3 seniors from last year's third-seeded team. To go on a run, that would be the fulfillment of last year's dreams as well as this one's.
so it's kind of a chance for us to redeem ourselves and show the MAC that, Ball State is a contender and a team that's willing to compete at a high level.
A lot to prove and a veteran lineup? Sounds like a recipe for success for these Cardinals waiting to take flight. In Muncie, Philip Shorzay, NewsLink Indiana.
The MAC tournament will once again be played at the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland this year. Tip-off against Toledo will take place at 5 p.m. and will be televised on ESPN+. And from the court to the diamond, the Ball State Cardinals are looking to keep things in full swing. Men's baseball is set to take on Old Dominion this weekend, and the Cardinals want to keep the momentum rolling after his previous victory over Kentucky. Old Dominion is also looking to keep their win streak alive. Both teams are looking to capitalize on the things they need to win. Game time is set for Friday, March 12th at 1 in the afternoon at Bud Mentley Baseball Complex.
We might just be considered like some school in the Midwest, but that we're still just as good, if not better, than some of the schools like down south or out west. You got to take it one game at a time, and anyone can win in a certain moment.
So it's extremely unfortunate that the women's team lost tonight, so that means they're out of the MAC tournament. But like I said before, the men's team is in the MAC tournament next week and later this weekend. And so if they win, they get to go to March Madness. What do you guys think?
That's amazing. Has that ever happened before?
I don't know. It would be really interesting to see if Ishmael Elamine could carry the team all the way through the tournament so we can get a MAC title.
Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to having them bring a big game home, a big win home for us. So that would be great.
Right. So one of us has to win. So we'll see what happens this upcoming weekend.
Yes. Hopefully they will win. Now, thank you, Amani. We'll have one final look at the weather after the break. Stay with us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now? Right now.
You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. Now it's time to take a look at some anchor picks. Now get this, an 18-year-old high school senior won $25,000 in her first time playing the Kansas Lottery. That's insane. Sloane Stanley decided to try her luck while at work at a grocery store, and it paid off big time. She paid $5 for a scratch-off, and 4 days after, she turned 18. She says she'll use the money to take her friends out to a nice dinner and pay for college at Hays State University in the fall. She hopes it will help her graduate without debt.
And the luck doesn't end there. Tonight, a restaurant server in Ohio got a big surprise in the form of a huge tip. It happened last month at a tavern in Independence. Two widows met for lunch and told their server, Tanya, that they didn't cook often since they had lost their husbands. Well, Tanya had just lost her husband last year. The three women bonded over their grief. Then the women decided to bless Tanya. Their bill came out to just over $100, but they left her with more than $2,000. To be exact, a $2,021 tip.
That is amazing. Those people have amazing luck. We'll take one final look at the weather. Maddie?
Taking one last look at the mid-70s, 63 on Thursday, 57 degrees on Friday, 48 on Saturday. And don't put away the umbrella just yet. Rain chances aren't only in the forecast for Thursday, but they're in the forecast for much of next week, including a rain-snow chance on Monday as lows drop down below freezing. So definitely don't put away that umbrella. Don't put away that winter coat either.
Awesome.
That's all for tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night, everyone.